Hey guys, what's going on? Chris here with Shughead Gaming. We are playing Drone Striker. I've had this for about a week. Sitting in my email here, and it's time to get to this. I was gonna do a full review, but I just don't have time. So we're gonna play it. Yes, we can use the DS4, the move, or the aim. I actually heard that the move controller was the best just because of kind of what you're holding in the game. It just doesn't feel right with the two hands. Ryan from the VR Grid said that, so I'm going to take his advice. Expecting a super arcadey light gun type shooter. Dude, have you tried this game yet? Oh, okay. Oh, I can totally see why Ryan was saying that it would be better with a move controller. I actually hear that you grab the aim from the front. Frowny, how's your evening going? Okay. Oh yeah, this is totally like an arcadey light gun. Could have some fun with this. Mission complete, that was easy. Okay. Got it. After lock on. Really? It just follows it? Really? It just does it? Jesus. Alright. Talk about overkill. Okay, I'm doing something wrong here. Press T button to fire missiles after locking on. Got it, but it's not locking on. Am I supposed to push a button? I feel like I'm missing something. What am I doing wrong? Why is it not locking on? Press T button to fire missiles after locking on. I can't get it to lock on. Yeah. It's just doing it. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Because it just does it. Ryan was saying something about it. Okay. Ah. Oh, I kind of did it. Weird. Oh, that's so stupid. I can't shoot it with the bullets. That's so stupid. Alright. Gotcha. These missions are just easy. Gotcha. Alright. Thought I missed. Didn't. Okay, that's easy. This we can do. Alrighty. Is there a difficulty level? Don't need you. Let's go to the settings. Always go to the settings. We will see. The audio is okay. I hear this is about a 90-minute game. Good. Difficulty. Good. Let's just stick with normal for now. Because I do not want to get my ass kicked in a stream. Graphics-wise, it's okay.
The transport will drop you at the target location.
If you as soon as
eliminate anything that isn't human. Our ultimate goal
did it
find the AI core and destroy.
He looks okay at that distance, but as soon as you look out, everything has a shimmer. Oh, sorry. I'll wait. I'll hold on that. The graphics are just, so far, they're just okay. I think everything in this game is going to be okay. It's an arcade game. It's supposed to be an arcade game. It knows it's an arcade game. Like look at this thing. Look. Yes, touch. Seriously? That's not good. Oh. Alright, there we go.
I'm sorry. There are no vital signs left from the fellow soldiers. Only you're left, Chris.
Here it is, kind of Bondy music, isn't it?
To get to the other side. Be careful out there. Time to go, Chris.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it sounds like Tomorrow Never Dies type era. I'm actually a huge Bond fan. You're letting me nerd out now. Oh my god, is everything follows up with missiles? Joystick, sorry. How's it going? As you should. I'm channeling my inner Midas. Good. Joystick, you're getting a fan base. Anybody watching, if you don't know the Joystick Guru, Old Pop-Tarts there, aka Josh, is got a pretty new PSVR channel, and he's a really good watch. He'll be your new best friend in PSVR land. He's a really good guy to watch. I am slightly biased, but he really is one of those guys that when you watch, you're just going to want to keep watching because it's like hanging out with your best friend. Well, it's definitely an arcade game. It's super easy. Actually, the music's pretty cool. It doesn't really fit the game. It gets super epic, and I don't know, somehow it just feels like it doesn't not fit. And I probably wouldn't have noticed anything unless it had been mentioned that it sounded like the Bond music. You know what? I've said this time and time again. VR, especially the PSVR, since we seem to get so many of them, is as of late, is where the VR, where the arcade games are going to survive. If you look, Operation Warcade, and this, and Unearthing Mars 2, and then all our wavegun shooters, right? I'm sorry if I'm talking too loud. It's actually quite a loud game. It's easy, I will say at this point. I'm not going to change the difficulty yet, but going to hard difficulty might not be a bad idea when you're starting out. Minus, buddy. This is pretty much holding holding my game place until you decide to jump on so we can play Firewall. There was oh, did you have to unlock it? I saw it available. Okay, I should actually have shut my mouth because now I'm starting to get my ass kicked a little. Oh, I have bombs, don't I? So it's definitely a Rails game. Here's the one question that I had when I saw the trailer was, does it need to be in VR? Obviously everything's better in VR, but so far there's not a ton of a reason for it other than that's where the Move controllers live on the PlayStation, and obviously it's a little bit nicer to look around. Oh, seriously? Okay. Okay, let's see what my missiles are. But it's not exactly like using VR. It is still cool to go look around though. It's definitely more dumbed down than okay, I'll hit you up, man. It's definitely more arcadey even than Unearthing Mars 2. It's like it's very light gunny. I mean, like the circle, right? It's like this could be in the arcade. You can use the aim controller if you're just tuning in. I'm using the Move controller just because it kind of, Ryan from the VR Grid was saying that it kind of felt better just because it's all one-handed shit. I do like that you can see the gun though. In the trailers, I thought it was just the aimer. Sweet. Well, according to Reddit, we got a reputation to uphold now. I like how the next comment was, when I played Shughead, he didn't get any kills, but his team wiped me. Well, you know what? If you ever talk to, like, if you ever hear directors of movies talk, they'll be like, you know what? It's always important to surround yourself with people better than you. I live by that motto, I guess. Okay, starting to get a little busier. I don't even know why I'm like letting go of the trigger. Oh, that's why. I think you don't get the missiles until you re-pull that trigger. Anyways, back to the graphics comments. Later, Minus, bud. If you guys don't know Minus, he runs a channel called The Average Black Gamer. He is super Firewall-centric, especially right now, and but if you guys want to get your, as Minus would call, your gun game up in Firewall, you really cannot find a better guy to watch. He will make you a better Firewall player. He will make you a better human being. Anyways, graphics, they're okay. They're, you know, not super detailed. It is what it is. This is the kind of game, like, it's like $15, right? It might even be cheaper in the US. And if you're just looking for something to completely zone out on and just shoot some shit, which is what most light gun arcade games are, this will do it. It's, there's nothing really that wrong with it, it's just nothing that special about it either. Other than the fact that it's got that retro, oh there you go, look at that, see, $9. So if you like these types of games, it's kind of a no-brainer. It works. The tracking's fantastic. I mean, really, it's deadly. I haven't tried the aim control, but I'm sure it's good too. We'll probably switch that up here in a little bit, try that one out. You can also use the DS4. I'm not sure if it's... I think it's mapped to the sticks. I don't think it's motion controllered. I haven't even used my bombs yet. 3 stages, obviously very much rail-based. Now, if I was to give a recommendation, I would say if you have an aim controller, I would buy Unearthing Mars before I bought this. This is really light gunny. Oh, but you have a bomb. Have another one. But there is a simple charm to this game. Whereas in Unearthing Mars tries to be a little bit more. Unearthing Mars is more of like a sci-fi Bravo team if it was actually fun. If it decided, if it like realized that it needed to do new shit. Something tells me I can't just bomb that. I'm gonna do it anyway. I think I'm out of bombs anyway, yep. Damn it, I want that. Are we done in this stage? Good. If you have motion sickness, this movement might be a little... You'll feel it. Yeah, I figured. I think this is only 1 player, but this would have been fun with a 2-player. 2-player and on hard difficulty. We will do the next complete stage, the next level with the aim controller, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'll do the last stage with the DS4. Pretty easy on normal though. I'm not exactly too worried about anything. Yeah. It's too bad there isn't a middle ground, but that is why I said multiplayer would be great, right? That would really, you'd have to communicate, right? You'd have to like go left, I'm taking the left. Because it feels so much like the old arcade games. Like I was at the arcade a little while ago. The movie theater chain in Canada here called Cineplex Odeon opened up, funny enough, something called Rec Room, which is a giant complex with multiple restaurants and axe throwing and bowling and stuff, but they also have a giant arcade. And my wife and I were playing a bunch of games. The one that I can think of right now was the Jurassic Park one. And, you know, it's just, they're just like this. It even looks like the old arcade games. It's got this slightly flat feel to a lot of the assets that feel like they were just kind of like photos and like placed in the world. And the way everything's kind of have this has this shimmer to it, like all the bad guys. It's got this super Capcom arcade game feel to it, which I really think they knew they were doing. If you've ever watched some of my reviews, I've made comments like, this is the best arcade game that was never in the arcades. I've used that for, I believe, Unearthing Mars. Operation Warcade was another one of those games that not only was it super arcadey, it was based on an old arcade game. In fact, you could play it in 2D in front of an arcade machine if you want to just hold the mocked up light gun there. Oh shit, okay, that caught me off guard. Still don't have any bombs though. you. There's my bombs. I won't use up my bombs next time on an enemy like I did. That was a waste. I could see those bombs being absolutely vital when you were playing on hard difficulty, if it does crank up like Underground said. Somebody had commented earlier on, it might have been Frowny, saying that the sounds were pretty good. They are what they are. They're good for what they are. This game looks and feels like a light gun game, and guess what? It also sounds like one. Oh, it might be bomb time. It is bomb time. Always forget that I need to let go of the trigger to get those missiles to pop out. Okay. Yeah, if you've got motion sickness, that movement through there will make you feel a little wonky. I can feel it. I don't get sick, but I can feel it. Okay, we're getting a little easy now. Let's have a little bomb over there. Okay, we're getting a little bit busier. Wow, look at that! Oh, and there's limited retries. That really is arcadey. I feel like I'm shooting his wrong part of him now. What is up, buddy? How's your evening going? Can unlock additional retries. Got my last ball, it's not good. Okay, we're getting a little bit more activity now. It's I don't know if that was a question, it cut off there. But yes, the game is fun.
Well done, Chris. You have a transport device.
Oh, you knew my name.
Back to your control room.
That's either creepy or just a coincidence. I think that's level 1. Anyways, guys, yeah, it's fun. It's a light gun game, like the arcade, straight up. It is absolutely nothing more than that. Yeah, it's not super long. I doubt you're gonna get more of it, but this is exactly what you think it is, and like well made of what you think it is. Tracks well, it plays well. I think there needs to be a middle difficulty level. I haven't played the harder difficulty, but yeah. You know what? If this does really well, it might get DLC. This came from Winking Entertainment. They're the same guys who published. We are going to. Oh, really? I don't want to continue that. I was going to switch up to the aim controller. Hang on a second. Hold on tight, guys. We are going to try out the different controller. I heard that it uses the. Yeah.
You're now in the harbor.
Yeah, I know.
Still enemy territory.
We're gonna
Please keep going and
nope.
get rid of the enemy forces.
Nope. Yep, I hear you.
We'll need to establish a base here and strengthen our front
I heard
line.
that you use the
We're counting on
front
you,
two
Chris.
buttons, the L1 and L2 of the aim controller. Is there a start button? I heard that. I heard that. But we're going to try. Let's see if I can just walk around my living room without dying. Okay. Alright. How do we try? Oh, hang on a second. There we go. Settings, hints, training. Let's see if I can do this without having to leave. 1 second, guys. We're going to turn off the device. Okay. And we'll turn on this. Well, that's a big fat... Oh, there we go. Okay, so you cannot switch controllers. Okay, there's no switching controllers mid-match, so... Sorry guys, it's going in and out there. I'm not sure what you heard or didn't hear. You cannot change controllers mid-game. You basically make that decision in the beginning. It's good, Tantrum. It's the only delay, the only issue. It's a light gun game, man.
You're now in the harbor. It's still enemy territory.
100% a light gun game.
We'll need
from
to
the
establish
arcades.
a base here and strengthen our
It looks
front
like
line.
it, sounds like it,
We're
plays like
counting
it.
on you, Chris.
Track's good. You can use the move, the aim, the DS4. The move is kind of what I'm hearing is a controller of choice, just because, like, if the aim, you actually hold it in the front part of the aim, and it just feels a little weird. But it would be cool. I mean, it just, I don't know. It just feels like the move would be the way to go. Leave your aim charged for firewall session. Guys, when I was switching controllers there, the broadcast was going in and out and in and out and in and out as it was like I was causing havoc with changing screens. Someone want to just say something to me to let me know that, never mind. There we go. It's a little easy. I'm on the normal difficulty. I've heard that hard cranks it way up. There's no multiplayer, which would have been fun. This is Drone Striker Clinton. I like the fact that you just clicked on me without even seeing the game. I appreciate the support. Yeah, it's Drone Striker. It is, I believe, I heard it was $9 in the US. It's on like a PS Plus sale right now, I think. And it's like under 15 in Canada. It is, everyone's gonna get tired of hearing me say this, but it's a light gun game. Like the old arcade games, and it is totally that type of game. Nothing more. But it knows exactly what it is, and it's doing a pretty good job. Yeah. But you know how many, you would cry yourself to sleep if you knew how many, maybe you do know, how many games we have missed out on multiplayer that came out multiplayer on PC and we just didn't get because of either our controllers or most likely, usually it's performance based. If they'd let it maybe multiplayer be a pro only mode, we would have gotten a lot of them. But like Archangel and the recent Trickster VR, which has a horrible name but is actually kind of fun, that would have been great in VR, multiplayer rather. Because it would have played like a multiplayer raw data, which also we didn't get multiplayer. That's exactly what happened with Arc actually. They were losing a frame on the OG PS4. Once in a while is what they said. I actually talked to the dev. Yep, I did try the Honor and Duty beta. speaking of drop frames, I think that game's gonna be fun as shit. In a simple arcade way again. They say beta, it's almost more of an alpha. There's another beta coming out soonish. But yes, that had frame issues. I actually talked to Reggie out of Strange Games there, and he knows. That beta actually got really delayed coming out for that exact reason, because they were having optimization arguments or development discussions with Sony. I have a little more leeway, I think, as a beta, especially as it's going through development stages like that for dropped frames. Honor and Duty is going to be fun, man. Out of my face. Especially since I know some of the things that Reggie has like working in-house, or they plan to be adding. That game, if it all goes to plan, is going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Oh yeah, actually, you know what? My recommendation to Reggie was actually, since you could tell that it was dropping frames, instead of maybe dropping it to like 20 guys, 10v10. Absolutely agree with that, man. But in VR, it's more about immersion than graphics, isn't it? And I think that's a key thing. Even though sometimes they go hand in hand. But Honor and Duty, I think, might have played better as a 10v10. The maps aren't that big, and you know, get the graphics sharpened up, frame rate solid. You know, because once you add in tanks and shit, haha, 20v20. Yeah, that's exactly. I just think he needs to drop the player count down just a touch. There's already, still give us lots of guys, more than anything else. But just get the gameplay locked down a little more. It could also just be a straight up optimization thing. But you do notice that, like, when you start to look down the distance in those levels, they got a little jaggy for my taste. We could just solidify that. I know, it was awesome, man. We had lots of game rooms were full. But if you jump, often I would jump into a game room that was only about half full, and it did play a lot better. And if you ever had the, if you ever went into the like training part on Honor and Duty, because I went there because Reggie had mentioned it, you could go play with tanks, and they were a little janky, but it was cool. You could see what's coming. You could get like 4 guys on the in a tank, and you could switch around the tank, and you could actually like drop down inside the tank for like and driving it, and you're watching through a little viewfinder type thing. And you could move the turret and shoot that around. Man, it was very battlefieldy. And when that shit's all working properly, I do not think there's planes. Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost positive that the planes are just going to be flying overhead. Killer, what is up, buddy? You free tonight? Minus and I were talking about doing some firewall. We got mentioned in the PSVR subreddit. Somebody, oh, look at that, all the way down there. I think some comment about going up against Shughead's squad, although it's more Minus's squad, and just getting wiped. Clinton, you could be right. You could be right. I somehow just don't think flying planes was in the plan. At the PSVR chat show, Reggie was talking about that, but I could be totally wrong. I hope I'm wrong. That'd be sick. Okay, you need a bomb over there. I need to remember to let go of the controller and get my missiles. So when you squeeze the trigger, it re-locks and it shoots missiles, which you do get quite generously. So it is definitely in your best interest to let go of the trigger and not just hold it, which is probably the whole point. Well, like I was saying before, you know, awesome. Good movie directors, and always say that the trick is to surround themselves with people better than themselves, and I live by that motto. Man, how sick would that be, hey? Not even the Battlefield games really did that. They had the blimps and stuff, but bombing runs would be awesome. Oh, I did something right. Oh, took a little bit of damage there. Thank you. For anybody just tuning in, this is Drone Striker. And on that note, hit that little like button, guys. That's how these videos get traction, so that'd be awesome if you can. But anyways, this is Drone Striker. It is definitely a light gun. Yeah, I think you are a mech. You know, you don't see a mech, and you see a hand with a gun, so I don't know how much mech you are, or more of it was just like power armor. Well, for Drone Striker, 7 watchings, about what I expected. Although we've had some good people coming in and out. That's how it goes, right? But anyways, this is a light gun game, nothing more. It's good at what it does, but it is what it is. It's also Saturday. I'm not sure if that's a good time to stream or not. Because you're either chilling on your console like I am, or you're probably doing something more social. Ugh, social. I'm actually pretty introverted. I like my alone time. Star Trek Bridge Crew, I'm pretty sure that that's what you're going for with that acronym. Love Star Trek Bridge Crew, man. I'm actually a huge Trekkie. I keep that on the down low, but I guess I'll let that go. Yeah, really like a really big Trek fan, man. I'm one of those weird Trekkies that actually fucking loves DS9. Especially once I got the Defiant. Well, buddy, I pretty much expected you to be by here. And when I say that, I mean I would be disappointed if you didn't. It wouldn't feel like a stream. Well, with sci-fi guy Henry waving, I'm gonna guess. Actually, when I met my wife for the first time, we ended up having a conversation about the why DS9 was a superior Star Trek series. And yeah, I pretty much knew I was gonna marry her at that point. You know, Will, it's good. It is a light gun game. It's a brainless, simple light gun game. It tracks well. You can move, aim, DS4. I'm using a move. It could use more variety. Like the enemies are pretty much the same thing all the time, but like it is a light gun arcade game. This I should be. You're such a nerd. Dude, you have no idea how happy I would be with PvP. You know, I just didn't. You know, the sad thing is, I love Star Trek and I love Star Trek Bridge Crew, and I have barely played that game. We should get some subs together on the bridge. That would be really fun. I have just not played it that much. Like, I got the TNG DLC, absolutely completely nerded out standing at operations there like Worf. Absolutely, that was one of those moments in my video game life where I was jaw dropped. And I just haven't played it much. Actually, I haven't played it since launch day. That's also the downsides of doing a channel. You sometimes don't have time. Yeah, man, we should do that. Yeah, see, that's the thing about Star Trek Bridge Crew. As I said, I'm pretty introverted, and as much as I love playing with people, I do. Ooh. Sometimes just like sitting on the bridge. Oh, angry app. You're gonna do that to me, man. That is so hard. I'm actually going to be doing some top videos coming up here. Like I said, I haven't played the DLC that much, so I don't even know if I don't think we played that. We might have just played the randomized continuing voyages thing, but oh man, top 5 PSVR. No. Oh, top 5 PSVR games. Man, that's so tough. Not tough to come up with 5, but tough to come up with 5 and then start thinking of other games. Anyways, what I'm thinking of doing, if you guys are interested, is I'm going to do like a top 15 maybe video. I'm also going to do, I'm thinking of doing a top 3 within each genre. Just because I think sometimes games get missed if you just do a top, 10, 15, even a top 20 now. You just miss gold. One of my favorite games on PSVR is Chorix. Yeah, dude. I love Chorix. If you haven't played Chorix, Chorix is one of the best games on PSVR you've never played. Because the graphics look super dated, but they're sharp as hell, and the game plays like a Command and Conquer. And you control it with a move controller, so you like bring up your your infantry and stuff, and then you place it, and you mine resources out of resource pits, and you can like see this giant like map in front of you, like all the different levels. So you're like looking around. I love Persistence, man. Persistence. I've been on a real Dead Space kick actually. I rediscovered those. Oh, lots of things. Yes. Persistence is awesome, man. I don't think Persistence got enough love. Yes, it did get DLC, and I was actually going to hit that up tonight. Funny that you mentioned that. But the DLC was definitely aimed at people who were really good at the game and needed more, because it's very much like a game plus. I don't get scared on games. Not really. Like Res 7 had its moments for sure, but I wasn't one of the person that was like wearing diapers during it. I get my ass kicked here, speaking of. It's funny that you mentioned that. I was actually thinking of doing a worst list, because you really do need a YouTuber to do that, because we get so many of the shit games for codes, like free codes for them, that a lot of people just wouldn't be able to do a list because they don't buy all that shit because they're smart enough to see that it's shit. Boom. Oh man, I agree with that. See, I didn't find Transference scary at all. Not even a little bit. I didn't even register a 1 on my scare meter. I just found it weird. I don't like psychological, like, horror type stuff. I got this, like, weird ass Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in a psychological horror movie vibe to it. Exorcist, some of the demonic shit actually will raise the hairs on my neck. So that kind of creeped me out a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Persistence had its like creepy moments, but like the sci-fi element just immediately kills it for me. And like anyone who's played Alien Isolation and Flat, I wouldn't call that so much like scary as more. Oh god, don't even start on that. That might make my list of worst games. Alien Isolation, although I wouldn't call it scary, creeped me out a little bit, and it was really weird feeling I was always being stalked. Guys, I have a review up for Scary Games yesterday for Home Sweet Home. Please check that out. Support the video, it'd be great. Especially if you are thinking of like getting scary games. I know that my opinion differed a little bit from, say, Brian from Without Parole, so it might be interesting for you to see both. Oh, I died. Too much talking. Still thinking about that top 5. Okay, well, man, top 5. Firewall would be number 1 for me, probably. Straight. I have not actually played Dread Halls. I didn't have the channel then. do like escape rooms, but I still thought Dying Reborn was pretty shitty. Because I thought their puzzles were just nonsensical. Okay. Oh, this is gonna suck. There's a Firewall and Resident Evil 7. We'll put those in my top for sure. Probably Dirt. I'm a big racing sim guy. Man, it's so hard now. Because you start mentioning things like I've... Okay, so there's... I love Wipeout Man too, right? But I am more of a sim guy. Here's the problem though. There's what do I think? There's PSVR's top 10, and there's my top 10. Because there's like, what do I go to when I'm on my own, or what do I recommend for people? Those are very different. Like Creed would make my top 10 for PlayStation VR, but it wouldn't make my top 10 because I'm just not a huge boxing guy. Man, I know, I love Dirt. I played the shit out of Dirt in flat screen. I have a full racing rig. I keep meaning to do a feature about that, but I've got a full seat, and I've got a T300 and Pro pedals, and I've got 2 THA shifters. I've got one turned into a handbrake. I've got butt kickers in the seat as well, which come out of my subwoofer for the low end. It adds road noises and rocks hitting the frame and the engine shaking the vehicle. Holy shit. Multitasking. Man, I don't know. Man, top 5 is too hard.
Taking the harbor is going to be a huge help for taking the city.
Multitasking like a motherfucker.
In the control room, Chris.
It's so hard to pick 2, or sorry, 5, let alone picking 5 while you're getting your ass kicked in a game. Man, I don't know. I can't. I can't do a top 5 without taking out things that should be in my top 5. That's the problem. But I'm a big Firewall fan. I've probably got 100 hours in that game, so that's got to make my list. I think we are on the... Yeah. But even a top 10, man. Like, top 10 is hard. I have tried to make top 10s on Facebook pages. The top 10 is very hard, too. I mean, you could just go with the most refined games that we have, right? And so that you end up with, like, Firewall, Astrobot, Res 7, Wipeout, Dirt, and, you know, something like, you know, the easy Persistence. But there's other games that is just, there we go, delayed. It's hard, man. Yeah, it would, I think, actually. I was talking with a guy on Facebook about that. He was talking about, like, move-supported games. Aim-supported games, rather. This level looks a little bit better, by the way. The lighting's a little cool. But still not great looking good. See, I fucking love Super Hot. That's the problem. But Super Hot's a much more simple game. Like, it's not AAA, you know, but at the same time, it's one of those games that I think absolutely completely embodies everything VR. Like, I put friends into Super Hot, and they go, yep, that Moss, Doom, exactly. I didn't even think about those. So I did not like Moss as much as some people did. It's just, I'm not a huge puzzle guy. But that being said, I think Moss is one of the greatest pieces of video game art that we have on PSVR. It's an absolutely gorgeous game. It feels like being inside like a child's like storybook. Like, it's amazing. I think Astrobot's a better game though. And Skyrim would probably easily make my list, except that, and I would make my games that PlayStation owners should have list, like I'm saying. But for my personal list, like, I played the shit out of that Flat. And so I don't have a lot of time in it in VR. Even though I plan to. That's hilarious, man. I ended up playing that game on one of my best friend's wedding nights. It was like the night before the wedding. I don't know why. And it got inappropriate. Especially when you start running out of people. Yeah, man, it's so many games. There's a couple on your list there that I wouldn't have put on there, but I agree. Skyrim is they just, especially after the second Pro patch, the game is epic. The problem, and it's a good problem to have, is we are getting a lot of really, really good games. Like, we're gonna have Beat Saber and Daracene, and then that Star Child, and Borderlands. Like, literally in the next, like, couple of months. Electronauts would probably make my personal top 5. I absolutely, love Electronauts. And I think it's one of those games like Beat Saber and Super Hot that is just as amazing to jump into. I haven't actually never played Thumper. It just didn't look like something I wanted to play. It looked like it was going to give me a panic attack. But I've heard tons of good things about that game. That and Polybius, I have never played those games. See, the thing is I only got the channel. I only started the channel in February. So there's a lot of games that just didn't, I wasn't, you know, playing everything at that point. Which now I do. Like, I probably wouldn't have bought this game if it had been, like, my own money, just because I'm not, like, the light gun guy, but then at the same time, and that's why I haven't played Polybius on my own, because, I got a lot of nostalgia, but I typically don't like to go back to my nostalgia roots. I'm just afraid that it wouldn't, it's not what I'm looking for in games, I guess. I know it is, and I'm a huge Rock Band and Guitar Hero nerd, which is why I love Electronauts, and I'm gonna love Thumper. Yeah, and Rez isn't my kind of game either. But again, here's the thing. Top 10 for PlayStation, or top 10 for Chris? Yes, the new Pro patch, so it came with a Pro patch at launch. And then I got a second Pro patch. And the second Pro patch brought with it some more refinements from when it launched on PC. And it got a little bit more, it got cleaned up a little bit more. I wouldn't say it bumped up the resolution on the actual PSVR, it just started to max out the resolution. See, that's the problem. The PSVR, most games do not hit its max resolution. Even though it is slightly limited. Even at its best, you rarely see it at its best. The big thing you notice on the second Pro patch for Skyrim was lighting and particle effects. You really notice, like, the fog and the haze. Yeah, Windlands is cool. I prefer To the Top. I think To the Top is mandatory PSVR own. It's amazing. Another game, we're talking about games that don't get enough love. Korix made that list. And Bout of Blood. They are going to be on the PSVR chat show next week. And Bout of Blood is awesome. Well, yes and no. It did clean up the game. It's sharper on the Pro. Only on the Pro, though. The OG did not get one. I'm just going to start this in a second. I want to finish this thought. But here's you got to understand, like, the PSVR, it didn't increase the PSVR's resolution. It cleaned up the clarity and the overall resolution, I guess, of Skyrim on the Pro. So yes, it did bump up the resolution on Skyrim. It cleaned it up even more than the original Pro patch did. So it looks sharper, it does. But the big changes were lighting and particle effects. It's just what you really notice. But yes, it did clean it up. It looked better. Absolutely. I actually did a video on that second Pro patch. If you scroll back and go find, it'll be the only Skyrim Let's Play. Man, Hop Along the Badlands was fun. Even though it straight up, if anyone walked in on you, it looked like you were playing a masturbation simulator. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you gotta go check out my Hop Along the Badlands review. Use 2 move controllers, and the one you put in between your legs to ride the horse. But anyways, yeah, go check out my Skyrim Let's Play. It's actually titled, I think, 0.104 patch or 103. Absolutely. Hop Along the Badlands was a fun little indie game, man. It was really well made. Looks good, too. The draw distance in the cartoon western landscape is pretty awesome. But yeah, in that Skyrim patch video that I did, it's always hard on the social screen to really see what the headset sees, obviously, but I point out some of the things. I guess I also really notice it because I haven't put a lot of time in on the VR version, so when I went back in, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, like I said, it got some of the additional jazz that the bomb there that the PC version of Skyrim got when it came out. So I got a little bit of love. But if you're on an OG PS4, that second patch basically didn't do anything, just so you know. Skyrim was definitely one of those games that started to really show the disparity between the Pro and the PS4, the old PS4. There are certain games that really use the Pro. Solace Project is another game I think doesn't get enough love. It got an amazing Pro patch. Like, it literally doubled up the resolution on Solace Project. And Solace Project was actually a current generation game on the PS4, and they brought over. It's probably one of the best VR conversions of like a current gen game. It looks amazing, and it took a game that was kind of like an exploration / light survival game, and turned it into one of the greatest adventures ever on PSVR. It's like Lost, the show Lost, in an open world adventure survival game. It's no combat, but man, is it ever an amazing experience. I don't think we're ever going to see Fallout 4 on the PS3, or on the PS4 rather. It didn't run well on the PS4, man. Like, there's no way. I think that they intended to bring, that was Solace Project I was talking about. But back to the Fallout 4, I think that Bethesda planned on bringing Fallout 4 to the PSVR, and I think that they just realized it wasn't going to happen, especially on the OG PS4. Man, there are so many games that we have gotten announced for PSVR and then don't get. And that's the same with the, getting a full Air Combat, or Ace Combat rather, and a full GT Sport. And the reason we don't is because it's really hindered by the OG PS4 and its lack of power, unfortunately. And Sony won't do pro-only games. They want to split the player base, and I get that. Although I would like to see some pro-only modes, maybe. Like GT Sport with 1v1 racing would probably happen on the Pro. We lost out on Ark Survival. We lost out on Elite Dangerous. Yes, and this is where I'm headed with my Fallout 4 comment. We are not going to see Fallout 4 on the PSVR. It's just, if they did, the downgrade would be so huge in the visuals. And it didn't, it got, the other thing is it got really bad reviews on the PC VR. It just didn't play as well as Skyrim did. And so, maybe Bethesda might have just figured it was dead on arrival. But I think Bethesda 100% should make Fallout 3, because we saw how good Skyrim made the conversion, and And I think Fallout 3 is a better game, because Fallout 4 was basically the same game with better lighting and not as good of a story and world, in my opinion. Man, I would play Fallout 3 all over again. Love me Fallout 3. Whoa, buddy. No, I'm getting nuked. Could hear him. You know what? I never liked the pre-sequel. I think it was more just because I wanted. It didn't feel as much like Borderlands with, with like you said, all the space jumping. Speaking of which, you know what? I think it'd be a great VR game if they brought it over like a remastered. It would have to be remastered into VR. Anybody in chat remember Jumping Flash on the PS1? I'm dating myself a little bit, but that game was awesome. And in VR, that would be sick. Yeah, it did. It took a while to get, you know, I have never played Portal. Although, Chromagun. We are getting Chromagun on PSVR, although I know they've had some trouble porting Chromagun. Because last I heard it was had that aim support, but had click turning, and they couldn't get rid of click turning because of some graphic drops. I might just beat this game. Nope, we got more. I didn't catch the end of that. It was Awana, and then it ended. I've probably gotten close to 26 straight wins with my boys, if not more. I have a really good crew with minus the Average Black Gamer. If you guys haven't checked his channel out, check out the Average Black Gamer, especially if you want to get better at Fallout, or Firewall rather. Clinton, I can't tonight, man, but I do. Hit me up, send me a PSN message. I've got a couple games I got to stream still. I got to catch up with some backlog, and then I've already made Fallout plans with my crew, which I was going to talk about. Preda is good. It's like a Diablo Light in PSVR. It's fun. It feels cool. It's got a really deep upgrade and loot system. It runs out of ideas a little bit level-wise. There's not a ton of variety, and it used to be very grindy. Because when it came over from, I believe it was the PC, it was a free-to-play game, and so it was super grindy. Obviously, because they were doing microtransactions, and when they brought it to PSVR, they got rid of the microtransactions because you paid for the whole game, but they didn't get rid of the grind, and a lot of people got burned on that. But if you've heard that, don't let that scare you, because it got a patch that fixed some shit and also dropped the grind by 75%. I think we're talking about Preda still. Yeah, I did play Preda actually quite a bit. I really enjoyed it. It's surprisingly fun. Like I said, Diablo Light, so don't expect a huge amount. What it really needed was a full multiplayer co-op. It had co-op, but only in like these special modes. And it would have been fun to campaign the whole thing with a friend, because you could have just shot the shit and ran around. Unfortunately, it didn't get that. Although there is, you can do these like horde mode level type things. Like there's basically XP grinding, and you could do that with a buddy. If Preda's on sale, it's definitely worth a buy. Especially if you like Diablo type hack and slash games, then it's an absolute must buy. Because it's it's actually pretty fun, because you get like you have like 3 different attacks on your character, and then you have like this special that like charges up, and it gives you 3 additional attacks. Oh man, I hope Sony runs with the Astrobot license. I can't believe that they actually brought us a like AAA platforming game, and only for VR. And you know that game's just never gonna go flat screen, because it just wouldn't work. but it's you know, it's as good as the best platforming games. So what's this Battlefield VR we speak of? That doesn't sound right. At least that's what he's claiming it is. Unless it's a, you know, that could be a PC mod. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully, sorry guys, trying to keep up in chat. And not die. Uh-oh, what are we... So talked about it not being super VR, you don't see, like, stuff coming from behind you, you don't need to turn around or anything. Oh my god, we're getting a little hectic here. I do, actually. I think Borderlands visuals, that cel-shaded look is going to work amazing. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I think that Borderlands 2 is going to work really well in VR. Only thing I think that we are a little concerned about is the controls. It is going to be dual move controllers, and you know how it can be sometimes with the walking and gunning and doing things. But they say they've refined the controls. It also brings some VR specific stuff like slow motion and modes. So it's got some like cool new shit. December 15th, I believe, is Borderlands. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Might be the 14th. It's right there though. Yeah, Borderlands is gonna play really well, I think. Really, really well. Yeah, I know, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does come. I think it's been designed for 2 moves, so I don't think it's gonna come anytime, like, right away. But you never know. You never know. Doom wasn't gonna get aim support, and the community cried so hard, which is exactly what's happening right now, that they added it and reworked the whole game because it wasn't gonna have free locomotion at all. It was going to be aims only, like, it was going to be, like, motion controls only on PC, right? And they were all of a sudden DS4 and aim controllers showed up. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of noise. I'm pretty sure I saw a petition. It just makes sense from a movement standpoint, right? And the game originally wasn't, like, a dual-wielding game mode, right? So it totally makes sense. I think they're just trying something different in VR. I think they wanted to make it more VR-y. And I think that by going with double motion controls. Battle Blood is awesome! Battle Blood is what you're talking about, and Battle Blood is amazing. Man, it is a lot of fun. Oh man, Battle Blood is really good. I played that just to review it, and I didn't want to stop playing because you get caught up. It's got like its campaign is like you go through like a 12-season thing, and there's all these fictitious characters, but you start to find out that you make relationships with these characters, and you have to do like multiple choice stuff where you have to choose like to support them or do things for them. Sometimes you have to like pay your own points to help them out, but those relationships come to get you because at the end of a, say like a season type thing, which is like a 3-level season, if you're in the bottom 2, it goes survivor style, and you have to, everybody votes, and all those relationships you've built start to play out, and also the way you vote if you're not on the bottom starts to play out. So it gets really addicting of trying to even finish a 12 roster, 12 season type thing. It's really good, and the gameplay is tons of fun too. This giant ship. You got move controller options, and you can use a DS4. They have their benefits, but the move controllers I like, because the ship moves slowly, so using face buttons isn't that bad. But it's really big movements, and it's very cool. It's like Bridge Crew if you were like in control of everything. Like, you got to worry about managing all your power systems, and you've got to like you've got shields all around the ship, so you'll like switch to like expose one side because it's got stronger shields, and you're trying to defend your like weak sides, and all these different power-ups, and you got your crew fixing shit on your ship. Meanwhile, you're aiming and shooting like a pirate ship. You've got like main guns out the sides and to like unload. It's Battle Blood, guys. Check that out. It's on sale right now, and it's probably one of the best PSVR games you've never played, if you haven't played it. No multiplayer, although it's absolutely dying. It's crying for multiplayer. It would be amazing in multiplayer. And I've heard rumblings that that might be happening, but nothing has been confirmed at all. That was a waste. Well, maybe it wasn't. You might be asking the wrong guy. I don't have the Brookhaven love like some people do. If you love... Let me ask you this. How much is it where you are first? Answer that and I'll answer you. Okay, well, I'll tell you what my thoughts are. Hang on, let me just deal with some of this shit. Yeah, I mean, $7. How can you go wrong, though? You waste $7, I'm sure, on, like, food and shit, right? On, like, just junk. But, okay, it's a wave shooter. It's a launch wave shooter. Yeah, and I played them all, so you can feel free to ask away. And I like wave games, so in that regard, I'm the right person to ask. Some people really don't like wave games. Okay, so it's a launch game, and it came out even before the PS4, so it's dated looking. Yeah, I mean the AI's dumb. They literally just tromps through. It's a very dark game. All the levels are at night basically. So you're always playing with a flashlight. I'll get to that in a minute. It's horror. It's a horror game. So if you look, it can be a little creepy, even though it's very much a wave game. It has move support and it has aim support, so that is nice. The aim support is cool. They patched that and added an extra level or two too, with a bunch of two-handed guns. So if you use the aim, you get like all like assault rifles and shotguns, and that's pretty cool. And the sounds are decent on it. The cool thing about Brookhaven, I guess, is that you've got it has like a little store. I'll get there, man. It has a store so that you earn currency as you shoot through waves, and you get to spend it on your guns. But it has its fun. That's like I said. It's just the graphics are slightly dated. The aim support's cool. It gets a tad boring. There's only like 5 or 6 levels in it, and it's kind of just rinse and repeat as these things trounce out at you. And there's enough variety. Like some levels, things will drop down from the ceiling, like right above you. And you know, $7, you're not gonna hate yourself if you buy it. Now, we're talking about other games. I can't remember what's all on sale right now, but I did see Blasters of the Universe, and Blasters of the Universe is a much better wave shooter. It's awesome. Blasters of the Universe only has 3 levels, which suck, but it's called like a bullet hell shooter, so it really throws shit at you. And it's got a little bit of super hot type in it, in the fact that you spend a lot of time, like, you need some room, because you'll be moving around your living room a little bit. It's got a little bit of room scale as you're walking left and right, and you keep things come at your head, like all these different bullet like formations, and you try to put your head through it and dodging between. Yeah, well, I thought Dick Wild's cool too. But anyways, just finish up on Blast of the Universe. It's kind of got a Borderlands vibe to it, even though it's only got the 3 levels. There's like 250,000 gun combinations, because as you unlock all the different parts of the gun, so you can get like different types of rate of fire, different type of ammunitions, auto reload, manual reloads, lasers, bullets, grenades, and then you can also choose all your different like shield options. It's in your left hand as well, so you have shields, bigger, smaller shields, shields that recharge faster, shields that you can actually place so that you can choose how you're protected. Blasters is an awesome game, and it's got a cool 80s synth vibe to it. I love Blasters Universe. But again, only 3 levels.
HQ is
but
being
it's
attacked by drones.
fun.
We can't hold. Never thought the AI
Dick Wilde-
would ambush our rear. We didn't destroy the real
Yeah,
AI core.
Dick Wilde
The
is
real core
awesome.
Wasn't even in the building.
It's got some of the
It's
best
not over yet, Chris.
aim support. I'm going to talk Mortal 2.
You have to find out.
It has some of the best aim support. It has, again, you get 2-handed guns. My problem with Dick Wilde, it looks cool. It's got this cool little animated thing to it. And that's the end of the game. Yeah, man, like, seriously, Blasters is just, there's tons of options because there's so many different things that you can play. And there we go. That's the Dick Wilde problem. It's hard as fuck. Like, it's really hard. There are, like, 3 worlds with, like, 3 levels in each. And it's, like, easy, medium, and hard. And different worlds are harder, too. Like, some of them are completely locked out. I have not even beat the first level in the first world. It is really hard, but it is super challenging. I actually think it's better with the 2 moves instead of the aim because you like actually lose like functionality. Yep, you lose some functionality with just the aim controller because, like, for example, like with move controllers, you get you have a shield and like a gun, and then when you go with the aim controller, you only get the gun. And I don't know if the game was really compensated to make it easier for the fact that you were missing, you know, the dual wield aspect in some guns. Like one gun is like in the aim, it's like a grenade launcher, and you can shoot them straight out or lob them. But if you're using moves, you can detonate the grenades with your left hand. You got a trigger. Anyway. So Dick Wilde, cool too. Mortal Blitz, I never loved as much as some people did. It's kind of a wave-based shooter, but you do teleport through the game. It's short. It's only like a couple hours max, and it said it was like episode 1 of multiples, but those are never coming. Someone said it was a little jaggy. It got a pro patch maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago, maybe even more, and that cleaned it up quite a bit. It's not bad. It's 2 move controllers. And yeah. Mortal Blitz is okay. It's fun. It's got this little tethering thing where you can grab guys and throw them and stuff. Kind of like I like Unearthing Mars too, man. It was fun. Dumb fun, but fun. I had a lot of fun with my aim controller on that one. I had a big smile on my face. You'll enjoy it. Even though it kind of gets a little weird at the halfway point. It starts to become a little more ambitious than it should. Alright guys, that is it. Yeah, we just beat this game. That's Drone Striker. Ooh, I'm never gonna leave here. Apex Construct. You know what? Let me think about this. I was gonna jump into a second game, but I don't want to lose you guys. And Apex is fun. I like it a lot. Some people don't like it as much. Apex Construct is probably the best, one of the best, only VR like action adventure games. It was Apex, no competition. Mortal Blitz is just a wave shooter basically, and it's super dumb, simple fun. Like you just teleport through it and shoot shit, and you get some different guns, and like you dodge, like it's like a light gun game, so you literally duck in real life and stuff. So it's fun, but it's dumb fun, right? Apex Construct is like a meaty, like 5, 6, 7 even hour campaign, full locomotion, amazing bow control, and like it has like upgrade trees and level progression, and like puzzle solving and stories, and you like progress through the world, and yeah, it's very cool. Like on your left arm, you like have like all your different like weaponries, and you can choose all your different like arrow types to like grenade type arrows, and like different shields, and you've got like you can go to vending machines and buy health packs and upgrades, and it's a full game. Apex Construct is a full game. Yeah, Apex Construct is yeah. Apex Construct has some issues. It's got a little bit of back and forth thing, a little bit of repetitiveness, but Apex Construct is inside of that great voice acting, great story. It's actually getting a wave mode at some point. It's out on PC. We're getting it though, so it's going to be a wave shooter too. with like heavy bow and arrow shit. It's got great bow and arrow stuff. I didn't love Megaton. I hate the word tech demo thrown around in VR, but it felt very tech demo-y to me. But it is cool. Flying around, it didn't have the depth that I thought it should. I didn't feel like I was like actually Supermaning over like a city. There was just some disconnect there, but it's still fun. Yeah, Megaton, procedurally generated worlds. The problem is that they're cool in the fact that you see different shit every time. But procedurally generated worlds also, No Man's Sky, have a tendency to be boring because they're not special. They haven't put that loving touch into them. Even Dirt 4, which has procedurally generated tracks, its levels were just really dull, even though they were always different. And you could see it. You can tell in procedurally generated games. You can see when sections of the game are being just plopped in. Trickster VR also had procedurally generated levels, and you could see that. I know it is. But I felt like it was more like, it's like made by one guy, right? It's a super small game. And it's so amazing what he pulled off. I just felt that it just had so many shortcomings. Never played Light Tracer. Haven't heard great things about it, though. I really haven't heard great things about it. I have not played with Move controllers either. Maybe I should go back to that. I heard there was like locked-in blinders and stuff, so I didn't. But I also heard that got changed. That's Megaton we're talking about. Light Tracer, I have not heard good things. I really just haven't. If you go on YouTube, go check out Brian at PSVR Without Parole. I'm pretty sure he did a review on it. I wouldn't get Light Tracer from what I've heard. Anyways, guys, I guess that's it for me. I'm thinking I might jump in and try the additional modes in... Yes, they got rid of that tantrum, so that's awesome. Thank you for confirming that. I might jump in and play Accounting Plus. They added new shit. And my sense of humor is very inappropriate. I keep that on the down low on this channel, but I think that'll be my jam. So, guys, I'm gonna end it here for this. And if anyone wants to jump over and continue talking games, that is awesome. I love talking games, especially all the sales in North America. So I'm going to jump to Accounting Plus. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. All good guys. I talk to all these guys, man. We're a tight-knit group, a lot of us YouTubers. And, man, there's some really good guys out there. If you guys want some new YouTubers that are pretty just stream, they're very stream focused. Check out the THEE Angry Black Gamer. He Minus there is super firewall heavy, but if you want to get better at firewall, he's a really good guy to watch, and he's just a ton of fun to watch too. You'll see him in a bunch of really good firewall guys playing often, and also check out the Joystick Guru. If you haven't checked out him, Pop Tarts, he is just an awesome dude. He's streaming everything old and new. So if you guys are looking for some of these games that are on sale, he's starting to work through a lot of his back catalog because he's a little bit newer to PSVR. And man, he's just a really good guy. It'll feel like you're playing with your best friend. So check out him as well. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. You clicked on the button, so you know I'm Chris from Shughead Gaming. Thank you. I super appreciate it. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And I actually will catch you on my next video if you stay tuned. Catch you guys later.